Welcome to Historical Reflection, and today we are discussing about Swami Vivekananda. And to discuss this topic, we have eminent historian from Hyderabad, Mrs. Meeta Joshi. So, without wasting any further moment, let's welcome her.
Welcome to the show, Meeta ji. How are you doing today?
Namaskar, Kanchan. I am fine. How are you?
I am fine, and actually, we are discussing a very important personality today because his work has done a great impact on the nationalism of India, and he in the colonial in India. So, and his name is Vivekananda, as you know, and even today, his birthday is celebrated as a youth day, and so he has a profound impact. So I would like to hear from you, what are those final points which make Vivekananda as a great personality in India?
See, Kanchan, in an era where icons are being created, destroyed, and recreated by planned and organized exercises of public relations and perception, in that era, Vivekananda stands apart from everyone. He ruled 1 billion people through his thoughts at one point of time, and his personality, his thoughts, his ideologies are something which are at par of everything, because whatever Vivekananda taught us, he basically focused on Hindu philosophy, the Vedanta philosophy, plus the element of nationalism which he inculcated among the Indian youth. That's why his birthday is celebrated as National Youth Day, 12th January every year. So the element of nationalism and patriotism which he deeply ingrained in the Indian psyche was something very commendable, because at that time India was struggling in the British rule, and the Indian youth was getting influenced by the Britishers in a very big way. At that time, this person comes dressed in saffron, a simple person, a very simple dhoti and kurta and a saffron turban. And when he gave his lecture, the historic lecture in the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago in 1893, and before his name was called, people were making fun of him, that what this person will speak. Maybe he does not know even how to speak in English. But when he started his lecture by addressing the people, my dear brothers and sisters of America, and it is, we hear that time there was pin drop silence in the hall. And still, if you visit that place in Chicago where this lecture was given, outside the hall, his whole lecture is laminated in golden words, and it is presented outside the hall. So you can just imagine how people gave him honor. And through his lectures and by his teachings, he was going around the entire world, Europe, Africa, America, giving lectures on Hindu philosophy and Vedanta philosophy. In India, all throughout India, he toured in such a short life, because once he said he will not live beyond 40 years. And he passed away at the age of 39 in 1903 AD. So a person which you can, even people started to call him an incarnation because of the works he did. Still people worship him. Still people write PhDs on his philosophy and his works. It is a research topic, a very potential research topic, because how a person has interpreted the essence of our Vedas, Vedantas, the Hindu philosophy in a scientific manner. That is the beauty of Vivekananda's works. Because if you read his any of his books, I have a very good collection of his books, and one book I will recommend you also. I am a I am a life without a form. It is the title of the book. So when you read the book, each and every page, each and every word which was picked up by him is so meaningful, and it relates to the subject very very easily, and it is easy to understand. It is not very high philosophy. Any common man who reads his books can understand the philosophy. Usually you see people who write like for example Sri Aurobindo. He is one of the like celebrated saints of India, but if you read his books, honestly I'm telling you, I sit with a dictionary, and some words are such that you will not find meanings anywhere. For example, supramental. So to find the meaning of supramental, I browsed through at least 7 to 8 dictionaries, yet I was unable to find the meaning. Then I tried to contact some, saints in Puducherry, now previous Pondicherry, is ashram, Aurobindo ashram. And I inquired about this word when I visited them twice in Pondicherry. So the meaning was, which is beyond human thought, supramen. But if you read Vivekananda, each and every word is very unique yet simple. You will be able to understand the essence, the meaning of what he is trying to convey. See, if we see his early life country, he was born in a very well-to-do Bengali family, and from like childhood, because his mother Bhuvneshwari Devi, his father, they were Bengalis are basically spiritual people because they believe in goddess Kali, and culturally rich place is what is known as Bengal. So people have that spirituality imbibed in their personality from the very childhood. Same way, Vivekananda was very much interested in spirituality from his very childhood. And when he met his spiritual master or guru, Ramakrishna Paramhansa in Dakshineshwar in Calcutta, this was way back in 1881 when he met Ramakrishna Paramhansa. But the first meeting was not like, he was not impressed because he was against idol worship.
Right.
And Ramakrishna Paramhansa, he worshipped the goddess Kali, the statue, the idol of goddess Kali. So, very first day the friction happened. He said, I'm not able to relate because I'm against ritualistic things, I'm against idol worship. So,
I think when we talk about this philosophy of Vivekananda, he is influenced by Brahma Samaj and the ideology of Brahma Samaj?
Definitely, because he met Devendranath Tagore, the brother of Swami Sri Rabindranath Tagore, and he was very much influenced by the ideologies of Brahmo Samaj, which was once started by Raja Ram Mohan Roy actually. And later, after the death of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the Brahmo Samaj was fragmented. One was led by Devendranath Tagore, and another by some other disciple of or follower of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So he was influenced by them, definitely. Then he was also influenced by various organizations and societies which came up in this socio-religious awakening. It was not only Brahmo Samaj, but many of them. Like he followed their literature, he personally met them. But later he was very much influenced by Swami Ramakrishna Paramhansa. And once Ramakrishna Paramhansa passed away in 1886 AD, so he decided to uh, make him, to keep him alive through his, teachings, and he established this Ramakrishna Mutt in Belur. So that's how the journey of Swami Vivekananda started. And in a very short span of time, he was like everywhere. He was in the newspapers, people were talking about him, and um, many Western women, like Sister Nivedita, for example, who was a very close aide of Swami Vivekananda, they left everything and they came with him to serve in Ramakrishna Mutt. So, such was his influence. People were very much, because he had a magnetic personality, a very magnetic personality. And if you see the revolutionary thoughts which he had, which attracted people around the globe, not only in India, but outside India, Europe, Africa, America, everywhere he toured and gave his lectures, like series of lectures. They were on Vedanta, on Hindu philosophy, on Indian culture, Indian spirituality, plus putting an element of science in it. Because see what the common man interprets about spirituality or religion is that, oh, it is associated with lot of what do you say, superstitions, rites, rituals. So his teachings are above all this. His teachings are above the superstition, above the rituals of Hindu philosophy, above the rites which were practiced way back in that time period. Anyone that time, like Jamshedji Tata, he started following Vivekananda. Many industrialists after Vivekananda's demise, they started following his principles, and many organizations were based on his ideology and principles. So that was one thing very great about him.
Okay, when we are talking about introduction, I mean, his whole of the philosophy is based on Vedanta. So I think this is a work which he has done because the people were away from the Hindu philosophy, and due to colonial impact, people have no opening to really go back to your roots and find out what Upanishads and Vedas are actually telling. So he has given this, I think, reviving this, not reviving the thought process of Indians, and taking them to Vedanta. So in Vedanta, he has followed any stream, because there are many streams which is being added, or generally he persuaded people to go back to their roots.
No, his message was on Vedantic ideal of Brahmanism. Okay, that was his main work, and the great Vedantic ideal which he preached related to the day-to-day life of an individual. So that's why it was easy to follow, because it was like, suppose you and me are there, we are very busy in our daily routines and lives, and we don't even give a thought about spirituality or our personal growth as an individual. So for people like us, if we study Vivekananda's literature, we would be able to understand the essence of the Vedanta and Hindu philosophy, and practice the teachings in our day-to-day lives. So that is what makes Vivekananda and his teachings stand apart from everyone. Then also, uh, what he was trying to do is he was trying to break that notion that religion is all about superstition, religion is all about ritualistic methods or rites, animal sacrifice. So he defied animal sacrifice, he defied idol worship, he defied all the rituals, and he said the philosophy, the the philosophy, which also preaches the Advait philosophy, dual philosophy. So he worked on that, and his entire like the books which are available if you go to any Ramakrishna mutt, or now I'm seeing. Yesterday, I was traveling back from Coimbatore. So, in the airport, also, all bookstores have a good collection of Swami Vivekananda's works. So that means people are buying them. Otherwise, they won't keep it on display.
Correct.
So, what I'm trying to tell you is the simplicity by which he would explain the hardest of things is really amazing.
Uh, when we talk about the rise of nationalism and the contribution of Swami Vivekananda into putting their ideas and making people think that yes, we need freedom. So, how far he is successful in?
Yes, he was very much successful, Kanchan, because that time when in the last episode we were talking about socio-religious awakening. So that time all the reformers which were there, Vivekananda is also one of them, Swami Vivekananda, and he was able to um mainly portray patriotism and nationalism through his works, and promoting these two things by spiritual growth. That is another beauty of his work, because he said until and unless we are spiritual from our core, we won't be able to dedicate ourselves to any cause, whether it is for our nation or for our family or for our career, whatever we are doing. So that is the main thing about his teachings. Because see, at that time when we were totally engulfed in the British rule and there was no light, everything was dark. That's why I was reading a book written by Shashi Tharoor, An Era of Darkness. So he wrote a complete book on the British rule, An Era of Darkness. So in that era of darkness, Swami Vivekananda's teachings were a streak of light that peeped in the people's hearts of India.
Now, in the modern times, we all know Vivekananda has stirred the masses at that point of time and created a kind of name for India. And the people who, as you said, he addressed in America brothers and sisters, and that created a stir in that particular meeting also. Now, how the youth of today should follow Vivekananda, and what is the impact of Vivekananda in modern India?
Nowadays, hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
How nowadays youth is very smart, Kanchan. They have priorities in life, and they know what they are doing. So at in such a modern era where we are totally trapped in technologies, different types of technologies, in this the teachings of Swami Vivekananda will show a path of wisdom to the today's youth, that how to make their lives more meaningful, how to find a goal of an individual life, and how to relate it to spirituality or religion or any other thing. So his teachings will definitely help the not only Indian youth but the youth of the world to grow wise as wiser a human being. Ultimately, all the religions of the world teach the same thing, that they teach you to be more wiser, they teach you to be more peaceful, so that you have a union with the supreme consciousness or God or divine, whatever you may like to call it. So in this times, and it is also a very challenging time, the modern times, where we are also seeing the values and morals fading away at some places and people also, because people are going away from so many things, their traditions, their practices, which their families were doing from a very long period of time. So in this point of time, Vivekananda's teaching will become a bridge between an individual and the philosophy, the Indian philosophy, the Hindu philosophy, and the Vedanta philosophy.
Yes, and I think that will create a bridge for our youth to connect to our roots also, because they should understand we are from a very oldest civilization of the world, and that definitely make them more proud. So, as usual, it is so interesting to talk to you today, and we have learned so many things about Vivekananda. I hope the audience will also enjoy, and they at least take up a few books and find out the teaching, so that they can pass on these teachings to their children. And it was wonderful to really again discuss Vivekananda. We, as an anchor, I know Vivekananda. I have been visiting Ramakrishna Paramhans Mutt many times, but again talking from this busy schedule, it was really immense pleasure. So see you soon with another personality. Till then, take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, Coach.
After the Chicago address, the American newspaper has mentioned him as orator by divine right, and absolutely he was wonderful. We had a great discussion regarding Swami Vivekananda. We'll be meeting again with another next important personality. Till then, bye bye. You take care.